Hey there everyone, it is March 1st.
Actually, it's March 5th. But that's what happens when some people are being too freaking loud when you're trying to edit a video and you don't get a chance to edit the video and then you forget about it and then you procrastinate and then it's the 5th. And you have a video that's supposed to come out on the 1st of every month and it comes out on the 5th.
And time for my February collection update. Again, like I say every month, a lot more than I was expecting. Everything but wall scrolls. The store that I normally go to get wall scrolls closed as of the end of February. I was able to pick up a couple things from there that you will see about in the middle of this video. But other than that, my main source of wall scrolls is gone now, so I'm gonna have to find some other way to get it. But yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of the weird order like we had last month. CDs are gonna be last again because there's a lot of them again. We'll start with DVDs and then video games. There's not a whole lot of the other of those two, but I just decided that I wanted to do that this time. Okay, so with DVDs, the first one I got was Species 3. This is the unrated edition. Alien movie with a bunch of boobies. And I know I need the other two. That's all I have to say about that. By the way, I got there's 3 of these. I got them at my gas station for really cheap. And they seem to be in good shape. Anyway, the next movie is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Or Button, whatever. I've actually always wanted to see this movie. It was an interesting concept, and it was really cheap, so I picked it up. Why not? And then finally, I got a movie with a wrestler in it. The one I haven't seen. This is 12 Rounds with John Cena. I've seen The Marine and I really liked that, so I've wanted to see this one. Apparently, the special features, there's like 2 alternate endings and more action. Whatever that means. But yeah, excited to see this. There was actually a 4th movie that I got, but I'm not going to include that in there because it was shit, and I don't know why I bought it. But who cares? And I'm not even going to talk about it. But I can't wait to watch this movie. I haven't seen any of them so far. I've been on a binge of another show. Yeah. Then we go on to video games, because that was all the DVDs. I got 2 games a lot of you probably haven't heard of. First of all, I got Thief Gold for free through Amazon. Really weird, or through some website. I got it for free and activated it on Steam. Thief Gold is basically the first Thief game and the second Thief game together, I think. And a new Thief game just came out, so pretty cool. I don't know what to expect from it, but I expect like a stealth game. The only other game I got it for really cheap. It's called Orion Dino Horde, which, as far as I know, is a team-based horde where you fight a bunch of dinosaurs. The game had like a free week, and it was on sale for like 99 cents, and the 4-pack was $2.99 when it's normally $44.99. It was like 93% off. So I bought the 4-pack and I kept one, gave one to my girlfriend, gave one to my girlfriend's friend, and one to a mutual friend of mine and my girlfriend's. I will play it eventually, because that game actually looks really interesting. But that's it for actual video games I got. The only other stuff I got was accessories, and like I said, they were from that store that closed down. And these were all like heavily priced down. So this is a Sora keychain that just looks really cool, and it was really cheap, and it's a pretty decent size. Still in its wrapper. I'm not taking it out because I don't want to, but really cool. It's a nice little keychain, and it's pretty detailed if you can't see that. It's really detailed, actually. And the only other thing comes in this box here. I'll turn it sideways. But it is a giant keyblade. Or, well, not giant keyblade, but it's a really big frickin' keyblade. It's like here, compared to the size of my hand, I haven't actually ever taken this out, it is bigger than my hand. I'll zoom out a little bit. It goes from about my wrist to the tips of my fingers almost. Actually, it might almost fit in the palm of my hand. Yeah, if you put it in the palm, it goes all the way up to the edge of my middle finger. But and it has the little Mickey Mouse tag right there. Let's try to get it so you can actually see the Mickey Mouse tag. Really cool to have this. Definitely cool to have this Keyblade here. But yeah, as I said, sad to see that store close down. I would like to go on the record and say thank you to the owners of this store. Even though it's mostly a Hello Kitty store, they had a lot of anime and video game stuff. I got almost all of my wall scrolls that I have from there. I got the Kingdom Hearts 2 soundtrack from there. I got these. I got those little mini Keyblades, the Kingdom Hearts ones I got from there. My Kirby's I got from there. All of my Dragon Ball Z figurines. That Hulk figurine I have. Yeah, I've gotten a lot from there. Since it just sucks to see them go, and I'm gonna have to like buy everything on the internet now, which really sucks. But yeah, all good things must come to an end, I suppose. These are both from Kingdom Hearts 2. I never pointed that out. Alright, finally, we go on to CDs. I didn't expect to get as many CDs as I did last month, but I actually ended up getting more. I think it was 12 last month, there's 15 here. There are a lot of them. But we'll go ahead and get started with an all-time classic. This is Black Sabbath Paranoid. We'll zoom in. Easily their most famous album. It's actually their second one. This is the CD that has War Pigs, Paranoid, and Iron Man on it. Those are about the only good songs, in my opinion, on this CD. I just really wanted some iconic albums, so I have a couple other really famous ones that I don't know if I'll like or not, but good to have a Black Sabbath album. And on that note, I also got an Ozzy album this month. This is No More Tears. I chose to get this one because it was cheaper, and it also has a bunch of songs I wanted. Mama, I'm Coming Home, No More Tears, Time After Time. There's some good songs on here. There is at least one other Ozzy album, and it's the big one. It's Blizzard of Oz that I want to get. But I will get it eventually. This was actually a decent CD. I was actually surprised how decent the music sounded. But I actually like Ozzy. I actually went and saw him in concert a couple years ago, which is crazy because he can barely move. Anyway, then we go on to a movie soundtrack, and not just a movie soundtrack, a Disney movie soundtrack. My favorite Disney movie, Hercules. Found it for incredibly cheap, like a penny on Amazon. Shipping was more for this thing than the CD was itself. But I wanted to get at least one soundtrack to a Disney movie because I have Tarzan over there. So I decided to get this one, and I guess I might go for all of the other like Disney movies from 89 to 90, so basically, or 89 to 99. So basically Little Mermaid through, well, Tarzan. But right now it would be Little Mermaid through Mulan. I'll get them eventually. They're actually more expensive than I was expecting, too. Way more expensive, because they've re-released a lot of them with extra tracks and stuff. But cool to have this movie, because Go the Distance is one of the most inspirational and best Disney songs, in my opinion, of any of them. Then, I can actually say I have completed another band's discography for now. I can't remember what it was last month that I finished. Hold on. Oh, no, it wasn't last month I finished it. It was a couple months back I finished Avantasia or Avantasia, however you want to pronounce it. I'm trying to remember if there was another one. I mean, I have Dream Theaters if you think about it to date. No, yeah, it's the only other one. This is one of them. There's 3 bands I completed their to-date discography. I got the last 2 Trans-Siberian Orchestra CDs I was missing. So here's the second one, Christmas Attic. This one isn't in its original case, but it has all the original stuff in it. And then The Lost Christmas Eve. So that's the 2 missing ones I have. I got Christmas Eve and Other Stories last month. And then a couple months ago I got what the heck? I don't even remember. White Castle I got that. The album is called Night Castle, not White Castle. Apparently, I'm an idiot and got confused with Harold and Kumar. And then, oh yeah, Beethoven I also got. But really good to complete this discography. It was really cheap to get most of them, so wasn't too bad. Don't know why I buy Christmas music outside of Christmas, but hey, now I have something to listen to during Christmas, I guess. But good to have those. Then we go on to a band I get to see at Prog Power this year. I made it my goal as of this month to, every time I buy CDs, buy at least one band that I'm going to see at Prog Power. I got a couple of them, but this month, but a lot of them are ones I already had CDs of. But these next two are the first of the bands that I've gotten. We'll start with this. This is the newest Theocracy. It's called As the World Bleeds. Progressive metal, but they're actually a Christian band, which is really funny. But I will say, the music sounds fantastic, and the lyrics are well written, even though they're really religious. Really well written. I want to see these guys, and I want to pick up the rest of their discography, definitely. Really good CD. Surprised me a lot, actually. These guys definitely surprised me, and I can't wait to listen to more of them. Then we go on to the other band, one of the other bands I get to see at Prog Power. This is the newest Divided Multitude, which is like probably my newest, or my favorite name for a band right now. I don't know, one of them. Divided Multitude. This is their newest CD, Feed on Your Misery. I'd say, I could say owner of Prog Power, or the guy who coordinates everything. His name's Glenn. This was his #1 CD of 2013, so I really wanted to check it out. Another CD that surprised the hell out of me. Really good. I really liked this album. I want to hear the rest of their stuff, but the rest of these guys' stuff is really expensive, so I'm hoping at like Prog Power I find the rest of them. That would be cool. But on this CD, the song Scars. The 4th song on this CD is fantastic, and you can tell just by the lyrics of this CD, that song, somebody got hurt bad by someone. But great CD, great, really good. Then we go on to another classic. I wouldn't say classic in the sense of Black Sabbath, but classic early progressive metal 80s CD. This is Queensryche Operation Mindcrime. You know, I didn't really know what to expect from this CD, but I knew I wanted it because at Prog Power last year, a cover band did this entire album. So I know I wanted to listen to it, and my god, did it actually surprise the hell out of me. Another great CD. I Don't Believe in Love is my favorite song on here, but Breaking the Silence is also really good. Eyes of a Stranger, Spreading the Disease, Speak, Revolution Calling. There's a lot of really good songs on this CD. And this is the remastered version with The Mission and My Empty Room live. Some live tracks, but yeah. I am going to buy a couple other Queensryche albums at some point. It's going to be Empire, Rage for Order, and Promised Land are the only other 3 that I want. But this album was really, really good. This is a CD I'd suggest to go check out. It's a concept album about a guy who is just fed up with the government, and he meets a doctor who basically uses some weird mind control to like make him kill people. And the guy meets basically a nun who used to be a prostitute, and they fall in love, and then he's forced to kill her, and it's kind of a sad thing, but it's a really good CD. Definitely worth checking out, though. Definitely worth checking out. Then we go on to a band I saw last year at Prog Power. I bought one of their CDs last month. I want to get their entire discography, but this was the next one I wanted to get, because this is the one I've heard is the best, actually. This is, and you're not going to be able to see it, it's written right here. It's written right here. It's Wolverine Still. This album is a lot better than the album I bought last month, Communication Lost. I like Communication Lost. There's some good songs on that album, but I think this album is better. Definitely their best album so far, in my opinion. I don't expect, all I have left is their earlier stuff, so I don't expect it to be much better than this. Such a generic cover, too. But great album. If you're a fan of progressive metal, definitely go check this one out. Then we go on to 2 bands who I'm trying to get their entire discography, but they have a decent sized one. So I'm working on it. I got one of each. Symphony X, this is the first album they did with Russell Allen, their lead singer right now, The Damnation Game. This was released originally in 1995. Decent CD. It's not my favorite. It's a decent CD though. He can sing, even back then. This guy could sing, but decent album. Honestly, I'd say probably my least favorite of theirs right now, but it's really hard to top the Odyssey in my book. Sorry. Iconoclast is good though too, so. But good CD. If you want their entire discography, you gotta buy it though. Then we go on to Camelot. This is actually a special version of this CD. This is Poetry for the Poisoned and Live from Wacken. It's a limited tour edition. This was not as expensive as you would think, but it's the entire Poetry for the Poisoned album, and then them playing at Wacken, which is the huge metal festival in Europe. It is the metal festival of metal festivals. Wacken, and then you got Prague Power. That's, as far as I know, those are like the big two. But it's got some of that, and this is the last album they did with their original, well, not their original singer, but the singer that made him famous, Roy Khan. A decent album. I'd say it's my third favorite. I'd say Ghost Opera, or sorry, not Ghost Opera. I'd say The Black Halo is their best, then Silverthorn, and then this one. Definitely worth checking out, and I have them live. Again, I have 2 CDs with live stuff on them. It's pretty cool. Then we go on to another band. I've completed their discography to date. They only have 2 albums, so it wasn't really that difficult. I talked about them, I think it was it was the first collection update where I started buying CDs again, like hardcore. This is Amaranth. This is their second CD, The Nexus, their newest one. All I have to say is their female singer, Elise Red, or however you pronounce it, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she is gorgeous. Just saying. Sorry, Crystal. This CD surprised me. I didn't know if they could top their first one. I'd say as a whole it's a better CD, but I think the first album has the better songs, individual. It's hard to explain, like better, I don't know how to explain it, but just, it sounds better, I don't know, but pop power death metal, really good. Kind of hard to explain this band, but it's worth a check out if you're into any of those genres. And I want to see them in concert. I want to see these guys really bad. Then we go on to one of my surprises of last month. Probably my biggest surprise of last month. Well, no, my biggest surprise of the month before. I got another Pagan's Mind album. This is their newest one, Heavenly Ecstasy. This is like a limited edition. If you notice right here, there's that big hole. That's because when I open the package, I cut into the... And I feel like an idiot because it goes all the way through. But you got the booklet. And then this right here, I don't feel like opening it because it's huge, but it's a poster of the entire band. So I guess I technically got a poster this month, but I don't expect to use it. This album was really good too. Oh, yeah, it has bonus tracks. Power of Mindscape. Amazing song. Live Your Life Like a Dream is a good... this album is another really good one. I cannot wait to buy the rest of their stuff, but their stuff is hard to get and expensive. Not horrifically expensive, though, but really good. That's a naked lady. That is a naked lady right here. I never noticed that the first time. But really good album. I actually think I like this one better than Celestial Entrance. But I get to see these guys at Prague Power, and they're doing a 2.5 hour long set. Oh my god. It's going to be amazing. Then we go on to a band I have been a decent fan of since high school. This was the last CD this month I got and listened to. I got it yesterday. No, I got it the 26th, and I listened to it yesterday. This is The Theory of Everything by Ayreon. Ayreon is... It's this one guy named Arjen Lucanson, or I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's freaking Welsh or something. Swedish.
He is Dutch. I am so sorry. Dutch.
but he gets together a bunch of vocalists and musicians to do guest singing and whatnot on all of his albums. I have The Human Equation. If you remember me talking about that, it has a lead singer, Dream Theater, but this one has a little bit less than normal, and it has a bunch of famous musicians. It's got Rick Wakeman from Yes doing keyboards, Keith Emerson from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Jordan Rudess from Dream Theater, Steve Hackett from Genesis, and then the singer of Lacuna Coil, the male singer from Nightwish, the bassist also, and then another singer that I'm going to talk about here in a second. But it's actually a surprise. This album surprised me. I've heard mixed things about this one. This is actually like a special edition or something, or the regular edition. It's actually 2 CDs and a DVD with the making of and extended interviews. But the reason the CD's 2 discs is because it's actually, even though it's individually tracked here, they're split up. It's actually 4 20-minute long songs, together, because all of these songs flow together, and then it stops here, and then these flow together. So it's basically 4 20-some-odd minute songs all together. Definitely different than he's used to doing, but he wanted to do it, and he enjoyed it. For the record, the guy who played the main character, Tommy Karavik, lead singer of Seventh Wonder, which is a segue. But I am just on a Tommy Karavik binge, because he's like my favorite singer in the world right now. But definitely a good album. I'd actually suggest a check out. And then we come down to the last CD. Not only my favorite CD of this month, but it's probably the top CD of the year for me, of 2014. And I know it's only blah blah blah, it's only fucking March, but that is this. Seventh Wonder, The Great Escape. I don't understand why there's a spider, a Black Widow, but this CD surprised the hell out of me. I didn't think they could top, like, as I said, it was really hard for me to compare Waiting in the Wings and Mercy Falls, the other two, but this one far and away is their best album. I'll just say that right now. Vocals, music, everything. Very good. Amazing. There is not a bad song on this CD. There's only 7. Wise Man is fantastic. Alley Cat. The Angel Maker is the worst song, but that's still not saying much because it's still great. And then King of the Whitewater, Long Way Home, and Move On Through are great. And then if you look here, the last song, it's called The Great Escape. Look at that timestamp. That says 30 minutes and 21 seconds. Holy crap, is it long, but is it good? It is a great song. I was speechless and my mind was blown when I first heard this album. All I have to say is I cannot wait to see these guys at Prog Power. This is actually their most recent CD. I have their entire discography so far. They're supposed to be releasing one this year. Don't know how well that'll go because the lead singer, Tommy Karavik, is also in Camelot now. But I get to see these guys at Prog Power. They're doing Mercy Falls in its entirety for their first bit, but the set's like an hour and a half, so they'll probably do some other songs. Tank the Sky. But they also announced something, I believe this month, that they are doing on the Saturday, the day after they play. They are for Gold Badge, which I got, which is basically, I wouldn't say VIP, but almost VIP thing, where it's a separate concert. They are doing a full electric show, it's like an hour or more, just for Gold Badge. And they're recording a live DVD out of it. I almost expect the Mercy Falls thing to be a part of the DVD too, because that's going to be a short DVD otherwise. But a full electric set. So, and they won't be doing Mercy Falls, so they only have 3 other albums. So I'm guaranteed to hear probably like 2 of these songs and then some Waiting in the Wings. So I'm excited, so excited, and I am so getting all of their autographs at Prog Power. I'm like jumping up and down right now. I cannot explain how much I love this band right now. They are probably my favorite band right now. Sorry, Circus Maximus, you just took the top spot like 3 months ago, but Jesus, this band. Oh my god. I need a second. Yeah, they're just really good. Definitely go check these out. If you're a fan of progressive metal or any music, you know, just go check this band out. The only downside about my version of the CD is the case is cracked right here, and for some reason, with the last 2 of their CDs, I've gotten bad luck and the frickin' CD is broken. The case is broken, so Mercy Falls and this one have broken shit. So, but yeah, definitely go check these guys out if you're a fan of music at all. But that is it for this month. That's all. Expect one next month, because I'm actually saving money for some things at the end of April that I will announce next month. Why not? Or at the end of next month. And I know I'm going to be getting CDs again. I might get a game or two, depending on if my friend pays me back. Probably no wall scrolls. Other than that, video games and DVDs, I don't really expect too much. But I expect at least a couple CDs, because I know I'm going to do that. Not as many as this month. I am not doing 15 again. That is not happening. I would say if I break like 6, that's too much. So expect a smaller one next month, because I'm trying to save money. But that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you next month. Later.